Hi, my name is Lutas Butkus, and in this episode of What to Hodl, I want to do a review of Orvium. What we want to create is a platform and a framework for publishing research that is efficient, transparent, and solves a lot of the problems that are currently in the market of publishing research and scientific papers. So what are the problems? Well, right now, most of the research is funded by the government. So when there is a funding, the research is then done by scholars from universities, and they are also paid usually by the government. Next, when the research is done, it's reviewed by the peers and it gets published. Now, the publication is done in a journal, and these journals are then sold as a subscription to universities. And universities are again a government entity that gets funding from the government. So basically, the government is paying 3 times for the research. Another inefficiency is that when the research is done, to publish it on a journal, it can cost you from $3,000 to $5,000, which is massive amounts of money just for getting your research published. And I think it can be even higher for the top tier journals that only accept some high quality content. So this is insane amounts of money actually to just get published. Next, when you have your fees paid, it can take up to 12 months to get your article, your research live and published. So it's just that you paid your amount, it doesn't mean that it will immediately get published. It takes up to 12 months. So imagine that one researcher has finished his research and he is now waiting for it to get published. Another researcher has no idea about that research because it's not published yet, and he starts doing his own research 2 months in, and he then finishes it and might want to publicate it, but then he finds out that someone has already done it when it's published. So stuff like that can happen. And instead of wasting all that time, he could have found out about that article or research and worked on a different problem or pushed that problem to the next level and advanced the science even further. So Orvium wants to make it that all these inefficiencies go away and the science starts to progress faster and the research is done much faster. So what features are they going to be using? So zero delay publication, what we talked about, full life cycle traceability. So when you do your research, it then needs to be reviewed. It can be either dismissed for some problems, then you need to fix the problems, and then you need to re-upload it and stuff like that. And this will be able to you will be able to trace that on the blockchain because it's going to be using a decentralized model. Authors select license and own the copyright. Right now, when you publish your research to journals, you basically give out the copyrights to that journal. And with Orvium, you will have full control on licenses and copyrights. Research data and process. Basically, right now, you only publish the paper of your research, of your basically like a summary. And right now, Orvium would also let you to add code, data that was used and stuff like that, basically added to that. Then big data, analytics, and machine learning. Basically, these will be added functions in the Orvium platform and framework that allow to easier categorize content, easier to find content, that researchers are looking for, that will help in their research, and other helpful things for the researchers. Decentralized journals, so basically you will be able to use the Orvium framework and launch your own decentralized journal with your own governance and on your own topics that you want and stuff like that. So basically it's going to be a framework that can be used by anyone. Collaborative environment, so basically you will be able to give out tokens for your research to be peer reviewed as an incentive. By you might even target people that are highly accomplished in the field that you're doing your research and stuff like that. It involves scientific society, involves society in the scientific evolution. So it's going to be a pretty social network where people can interact and the researchers and research institutes can interact with each other. So the technologies that they will be using is blockchain, decentralized storage, and big data and artificial intelligence, and open source frameworks. Everything is going to be open source, but the Orvium creates. So the token is going to be used for to incentivize different activities, and Orvium as a platform will take a small fee as a profit from these services. So everything is going to be paid by in tokens on the Orvium platform. So the publication model is the manuscript submission, then the scientific review, copyrights and licenses, and adding research data. Decentralized autonomous journals, again, there will be an option to have different governance based on smart contracts and create your own decentralized journals. The documents that you can read, the white paper is pretty interesting, and there are a couple of other documents, the token generation event details. We can go to that. So it will start in June until July. There will be the pre-sale with 10% bonus. Then from July to August there will be the main sale, and one token will cost 10 cents. And the hard cap will be 20 million, which is a pretty good amount. Next, the team. So the founders are pretty good, and actually they are actually amazing in my opinion. So Manuel Martin, so he, what he has done, he's worked with big data at CERN. In addition, he has collaborated with NASA, JPL, Fermilab, US Department of Energy, and GSL, among others. And he has also advised companies such as Oracle, BMW, Kaiser, Gasco, Eni, and UPS. Next, Antonio Romero. He also has worked with big data at Volkswagen Data Labs, and also has collaborated with other institutions such as Fermilab, GSI, EMBL, EBL. Robert Arbasco, he is a senior software engineer, and he has worked at ASOS and also has experience with decentralized technologies. He built his own software house in 2016. Scientific advisors from CERN, NASA, again from NASA, and from 3 universities, from the University of Cantabria, from the University of Western Cape, and from the University of Navarre. So these are very good advisors that they have that are very specific to this topic of research, from the biggest names in the field of NASA, CERN. These are the institutions that you want to see on this page, definitely. Then there are business strategy advisors from companies like Bitcoin Suisse that help with their ICO, Amazon Web Services, Oracle, again very huge companies. The techs are mostly from CERN, from Volkswagen Data Lab, again 2 from CERN, and the others are from CERN. And lastly, I want to talk about the roadmap, which I'm not really a huge fan of because it's very long. It will take them up to 2019 Q4 to release first fully functional Orvium platform, which is going to be quite a long and road to go, and it's a bit stretched. So right now over here, this is the token generation event from Q2, Q3, and the launch of Orvium 1.0 will be in 2020 Q1. So basically there's around 2 years of development until we will see the full platform, though there will be beta releases throughout the roadmap, and hopefully they will be faster in development than the roadmap. That would be really exciting. Maybe they should try to raise more funds and accelerate the development, maybe, though they decided to raise 20 million. So this is it for this review. We'll try not to go too long. For me, the business makes sense, the idea makes sense. They are solving some really interesting problems. The team is really good, and I think they really have all the chances to succeed. So I would rate this ICO pretty highly. So yeah, this is it for this video. If you would like to find out more about other ICO reviews that I do, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.